las adoro.
Welcome to our creative DIY garden art series. Today, we're diving into incredible upcycled sculptures made from everyday scrap materials. Imagine wind spinners crafted from old bicycle wheels and flattened aluminum cans, whimsical birds fashioned from rusty tools or tin roofing scraps, and vibrant totems stacked from clay pots or salvaged wood. We'll explore mirror mosaics using broken mirrors, wheelbarrow flower planters, and butterfly mobiles made from wire and scrap metal. Discover unique lantern trees, sunburst sculptures from bicycle gears and CDs, and charming wind chimes crafted from keys, cutlery, and copper pipes. Plus, watch how broken instruments become stunning planters, and how scrap metal transforms into geometric towers, bug sculptures, and rain chains. Get ready to turn trash into treasure and inspire your outdoor space with eco-friendly artistry. Transform an old bicycle wheel into a vibrant and eye-catching wind spinner to bring movement and personality to your outdoor space. Start by cleaning the bicycle wheel thoroughly to remove dirt and rust. Then mount it securely on a sturdy vertical rod or pole made of wood or metal. Ensure it's tall enough to catch the breeze easily. Next, give the wheel a fresh coat of weather-resistant paint using bold, summery colors such as teal, orange, and sunny yellow to create a cheerful look that pops against greenery. To enhance the spinner's charm and functionality, attach small metallic elements to the spokes. Items like old silverware, tin can lids, keys, or bottle caps work perfectly. These will jingle and flash in the sunlight as they catch the wind. Once assembled, place the spinner in a breezy area of your yard or garden. The rotating wheel and shimmering pieces will bring a dynamic, whimsical vibe to your backyard all season long. Repurpose used aluminum cans into a shimmering wind spinner that adds a unique, eco-friendly touch to your yard or garden. Start by collecting clean, empty aluminum cans. Soft drink or soda cans work best. Carefully cut off the top and bottom of each can using sturdy scissors or tin snips, then flatten the cylindrical center. Cut the flat aluminum into long strips, and gently curl them into spirals using a dowel, pencil, or your fingers, depending on the look you want. Once your curls are shaped, attach them to a wooden stake, metal rod, or even a recycled broom handle. Make sure the spirals are spaced out enough to spin freely in the wind. For added flair and durability, spray each piece with weather-resistant metallic paint or vibrant colors like copper, gold, or blue. Position your finished spinner in an open, breezy area, and enjoy the way the light reflects off the spinning metallic curls, creating a captivating and kinetic garden accent. Give discarded tools a second life by crafting a whimsical garden bird sculpture with a rustic industrial flair. Start by gathering old rusty tools such as wrenches, bolts, pliers, nuts, and other metal scraps that have interesting shapes and textures. Select a larger piece, like a spanner or wrench, to form the bird's body. Then use smaller curved tools such as pliers or garden shears to create the wings. Bolts or screws can serve as eyes, and a small chisel or flathead screwdriver makes a great beak. Assemble the parts in a way that resembles a perched bird, using welding for a durable bond or strong industrial adhesive for a no-weld option. Once constructed, mount your bird sculpture on a wooden stump, a metal rod, or directly into a garden bed. The combination of worn metal and creative design makes this piece a standout garden accent, perfect for anyone who loves upcycled art with a touch of character and charm. Turn leftover tin roofing into a striking bird sculpture that blends rustic texture with vivid color. Begin by gathering clean, flat tin scraps. Corrugated or smooth roofing sheets both work well. Use tin snips to carefully cut the metal into feather-like shapes of varying sizes, layering them from smallest to largest to mimic the natural overlapping pattern of bird plumage. Shape each piece slightly with pliers to give a soft, curved look and a sense of movement. Attach the feathers to a wooden bird-shaped cutout or metal frame, starting from the bottom and working upward to create depth and dimension. Once assembled, paint the feathers with weather-resistant spray paint or enamel in bold gradient tones. Sunset-inspired colors like red, orange, magenta, and gold add warmth and vibrancy. Mount your finished bird sculpture on a wooden post or garden stump. It will shine as a centerpiece, blending repurposed materials with artistic flair. Create a bold and artistic garden totem using simple terracotta clay pots and a bit of imagination. Start by gathering several clay pots of varying sizes. Flip them upside down and plan how they'll stack from largest at the bottom to smallest at the top, creating a balanced and tapered totem shape. Before assembling, paint each pot with weatherproof outdoor acrylics in vibrant tribal, geometric, or folk-inspired patterns. Use a mix of stripes, zigzags, dots, and symbols to give each pot a unique identity while maintaining a cohesive theme. Once the paint is dry, thread the pots onto a sturdy metal rebar rod anchored securely into the ground or a planter. Make sure the rod runs through the drainage holes of each pot to keep them aligned and stable. The result is a tall, colorful garden sculpture that adds height, texture, and cultural flair to your outdoor space, a perfect blend of craft, color, and creativity. Repurpose old wood into a striking rustic totem sculpture that adds personality and vertical interest to your garden or patio. Start by collecting square or rectangular wood blocks. These can be from pallets, fence posts, or scrap lumber. Sand each block lightly to smooth rough surfaces while preserving the natural grain and imperfections for a weathered, character-rich look. Once prepped, paint each piece with outdoor-friendly paints using a mix of patterns, symbols, or tribal-inspired motifs. Incorporate earthy tones, bold lines, dots, arrows, and even stenciled shapes for a dynamic, layered effect. After the paint dries, gently sand the edges and surface areas to give a distressed, aged appearance that enhances the rustic aesthetic. Stack the painted blocks vertically, either gluing them together or threading them onto a hidden rod or dowel for stability. Your finished wooden totem becomes a creative statement piece, infusing charm, color, and meaning into any outdoor setting. Transform a simple fence post into a dazzling outdoor art piece by using broken mirror shards to create a reflective mosaic sculpture. Start by selecting a tall wooden or metal post that can be securely installed in your garden or yard. Clean the surface and, if desired, paint it with a dark base coat to make the mirrors pop. Gather broken mirror pieces, safely sourced from old mirrors or picture frames, and carefully smooth sharp edges using sandpaper or a glass file. Arrange the shards like a mosaic, fitting them together in a visually pleasing, abstract design. Use a strong waterproof adhesive to affix the mirror pieces to the post, leaving small spaces between them for added texture and contrast. Once all pieces are secured, consider sealing the entire surface with a clear weather-resistant coating for durability. The finished sculpture will catch and reflect sunlight throughout the day, casting brilliant flashes and shimmering patterns that animate your garden with light and motion. Give discarded mirrors a new purpose by building a tall, elegant mirror tower that adds sparkle and vertical interest to your garden or patio. Start by collecting long, narrow mirrors from broken furniture, old vanities, or salvaged window panes. Inspect each piece for cracks and safety, sanding any sharp edges if necessary. Next, construct a sturdy frame using reclaimed wood. Pallet boards, fence slats, or old beams work well. Design the frame to be tall and narrow, like a tower or obelisk, with flat surfaces to mount the mirrors vertically. Secure each mirror to the frame using strong, weatherproof adhesive or mirror clips, spacing them evenly on all sides for a balanced, multi-angled effect. Optionally, paint or stain the wooden frame to complement your garden's color palette. When positioned where it can catch sunlight or moonlight, the mirror tower will reflect light, movement, and foliage, creating a stunning, ever-changing focal point that blends rustic charm with a touch of glamour. Give new life to an old and used wheelbarrow by transforming it into a charming decorative planter bursting with handcrafted tin can flowers. Begin by cleaning and sanding the wheelbarrow, then paint it in retro pastel shades like mint green, baby blue, or soft pink using durable outdoor paint. The nostalgic color scheme adds vintage charm and makes the piece pop in any garden setting. Next, collect empty paint cans or similar metal containers and cut them into petal shapes using tin snips. Be sure to wear gloves for safety. Bend and curl the metal pieces to resemble daisy, sunflower, or tulip petals. Paint the petals in bright, cheerful colors and attach them together with a bolt, washer, or metal rivet to form flower heads. Mount each flower on a metal rod or wooden dowel stem, and plant them in the wheelbarrow by anchoring them in soil, pebbles, or foam. This whimsical piece becomes a playful, eye-catching centerpiece for any yard or porch. Transform an old wheelbarrow into a serene garden fountain by creatively repurposing a recycled tin watering can as the water source. Start by thoroughly cleaning the wheelbarrow and ensuring it's stable on your chosen spot. Consider reinforcing the wheel or legs if needed. Next, find a tin watering can with a spout and handle, ideally one with vintage charm or patina. Mount the watering can securely inside the wheelbarrow, either by attaching it to a wooden frame or using brackets so that it remains upright and stable. Place a small submersible water pump inside the can or hidden beneath it to circulate water, causing a gentle trickle from the spout. Arrange smooth river pebbles or polished stones at the bottom of the wheelbarrow to catch and soften the flowing water. The sound of the water combined with the rustic aesthetic creates a peaceful focal point in your garden, blending recycled materials with natural elements for a unique and relaxing outdoor sculpture. Craft whimsical butterfly silhouettes from durable roof flashing metal to add charming movement and sparkle to your garden. Start by gathering sheets of roof flashing, thin, flexible metal often used for waterproofing roofs. Using a stencil or freehand drawing, trace butterfly shapes onto the metal sheets. Carefully cut out the butterflies with tin snips or metal shears, taking care to smooth sharp edges with sandpaper or a metal file. Next, attach each butterfly to a sturdy but flexible wire stem, such as galvanized steel or heavy-gauge floral wire, that will allow the butterflies to gently sway and flutter in the breeze. Paint the cutouts in bright reflective metallic colors like gold, silver, copper, or bold whites for high contrast against greenery. Mount the wired butterflies in clusters within flower beds or pots to create the illusion of butterflies dancing above your plants, adding a playful and dynamic element to your outdoor space. Create a captivating butterfly cloud sculpture by twisting wire into delicate butterfly shapes and accenting them with scrap metal pieces for texture and shine. Begin by gathering sturdy but flexible wire, such as galvanized steel or copper, and scraps of thin tin or aluminum. Shape each butterfly frame by bending the wire to form the body and wings, experimenting with sizes for a natural, varied effect. Attach small scrap metal pieces, like flattened can pieces, tiny gears, or bits of metal mesh, to the wire wings and bodies using thin wire wrapping or soldering, giving each butterfly a unique texture and shimmer. Once you have several butterflies, arrange them together on a large base or suspended frame in a dynamic flight formation, as if they are soaring through the air in a graceful cloud. This airy sculpture can be mounted on a wall, hung from the ceiling, or installed in your garden, providing a whimsical kinetic focal point that celebrates upcycling and artistic expression. Craft a striking and minimalist tree sculpture using welded rebar as the frame, perfect for displaying glowing mason jar lanterns that add warmth and ambience to your outdoor space. Begin by collecting several lengths of sturdy rebar and weld them together into a tree-like structure with multiple branches extending outward and upward. The frame should be stable enough to stand securely on its own or be anchored into the ground. Next, gather mason jars and paint them in soft, translucent colors or leave them clear for a classic look. Fill each jar with battery-operated tea lights or small candles for a safe, flickering glow. Attach sturdy hooks or wire loops to the jar lids so they can easily hang from the rebar branches. Arrange the jars evenly or cluster them to create a whimsical canopy of light. This functional art piece brings a cozy, inviting atmosphere to patios, gardens, or evening events, combining industrial materials with rustic charm. Create a rustic and charming hanging lantern tree using simple wooden dowels and natural twine. Start by gathering several smooth wooden dowels of varying lengths. Assemble them into a tree-like structure by crisscrossing the dowels to mimic branches and securing each intersection tightly with durable twine or jute rope. The crisscross design provides plenty of spots to hang lanterns and adds a handcrafted organic look. Next, craft handmade tin lanterns by shaping tin sheets into cylinders or boxes with cutout patterns to let light shine through. Paint or leave the tin natural for a vintage feel. Attach small hooks or wire loops to the lanterns for easy hanging. Suspend the lanterns from the wooden branches at different heights, creating a layered effect. Hang your completed lantern tree from a sturdy ceiling beam, pergola, or tree branch outdoors. The soft glow of candlelight or LED lights inside the tin lanterns combined with the natural wood creates a cozy, magical atmosphere perfect for evenings on the patio or garden parties. Create a striking sunburst sculpture using old bicycle gears to bring a touch of industrial art to your home or garden. Begin by collecting a variety of bicycle gears in different sizes, cleaning them to remove rust and dirt while preserving some of their natural patina for character. Select a sturdy round wooden base, such as a thick plywood or reclaimed wood slice, sanded smooth and optionally stained or painted to complement your gears. Arrange the gears radiating outward from the center of the wood base, layering larger gears near the middle and smaller ones toward the edges, creating a dynamic sunburst pattern. Secure each gear firmly using strong epoxy or screws, ensuring the arrangement is balanced and visually appealing. You can add additional metal accents like chains or bolts between the gears for extra texture. Mount the finished sculpture on a wall or place it as a centerpiece on a table. This unique piece celebrates recycled materials while adding a bold, kinetic-inspired focal point to your decor. Create a dazzling sunburst sculpture that captures and reflects sunlight with vibrant rainbow colors using old CDs and metal wires. Begin by collecting several CDs or DVDs. Both new and scratched discs will work, as the reflective surface is the star of this project. Start by layering the discs in a circular pattern, overlapping slightly to create depth and a shimmering core. Then use sturdy metal wire, such as galvanized steel or aluminum, to form long thin rays radiating out from the CDs. Secure the wires around the disc's edges or through small holes you carefully drill near their centers, ensuring they fan out evenly like sun rays. Twist and shape the wire ends to add artistic flair or curls. Optionally, paint the wires with weather-resistant paint for added contrast or keep them bare for a sleek metallic look. Mount the sunburst on a wall or garden fence where sunlight can hit the CDs directly. Craft a whimsical and melodic wind chime sculpture by repurposing old keys and cutlery for a unique sound and visual appeal. Begin by sourcing an upcycled metal stand or frame. This could be an old lamp base, coat rack, or bicycle part, to serve as the structure for your wind chime branches. Attach flexible wire branches to the stand by twisting and securing galvanized steel or copper wire around the frame, creating multiple arms that can hold hanging elements. Next, collect vintage or mismatched keys, spoons, forks, and knives. Clean and polish them if desired, or keep their rustic patina for a more antique feel. Drill small holes near the handles or heads of the cutlery and keys, then thread fishing line, thin wire, or strong twine through the holes to hang them from the wire branches at varying lengths. When hung outdoors, the keys and cutlery will gently clink and chime with the breeze, producing a charming, eclectic sound that adds character to your garden or porch. Create a beautiful and musical chime tree by repurposing salvaged copper pipes of different lengths, turning recycled materials into a soothing garden feature. Begin by collecting copper pipes or tubing. Old plumbing scraps work perfectly. Cut the pipes into varying lengths to produce a range of tones, with longer pipes creating deeper sounds and shorter pipes giving higher pitches. Smooth the edges of each pipe for safety and a polished look. Next, build a sturdy frame to hold the pipes vertically or horizontally. This can be made from reclaimed wood or metal rods shaped like tree branches or a minimalist stand. Attach each copper pipe securely to the frame using wire, hooks, or clamps, spacing them to allow free movement so they can gently clang against each other when the wind blows. Optionally, polish the pipes or leave their natural aged patina for a rustic aesthetic. Positioned in a breezy spot, this copper pipe chime tree will produce harmonious melodic tones, adding both visual beauty and tranquil sounds to your outdoor space. Design a vibrant and artistic fence panel by repurposing colorful broken tiles into a mosaic pattern that adds personality and charm to your garden or yard. Start by constructing or sourcing a sturdy wooden or metal frame to serve as the base panel. This can be freestanding or mounted onto an existing fence. Collect broken ceramic, porcelain, or glass tiles in a variety of colors, shapes, and textures, salvaged from old flooring or discarded mosaics. Clean and sort the pieces, then plan your design. Popular motifs include sunbursts, waves, floral patterns, or abstract geometric shapes. Using exterior-grade tile adhesive or mortar, attach the tile shards firmly to the panel surface, filling in the gaps with grout once the adhesive dries. Choose grout colors that either contrast or complement the tiles for added visual impact. Once finished, seal the mosaic with a weatherproof sealant to protect it from outdoor elements. Create a striking and nostalgic outdoor sculpture by repurposing old garden tools like spades, hoes, and hand tools arranged in a symmetrical artistic design on a wooden frame. Start by sourcing a variety of vintage or worn tools. Rusty or weathered pieces add character and authenticity. Build or find a sturdy wooden frame sized to fit your desired fence or garden wall space. Clean the tools lightly but retain their natural patina for rustic charm. Plan a balanced layout by arranging the tools in symmetrical patterns. Crossed spades, aligned hoes, or radiating hand tools can create a visually compelling composition. Secure each tool to the wooden frame using heavy-duty screws, nails, or metal brackets, ensuring they're firmly mounted for outdoor durability. Optionally, treat the wood with outdoor sealant to protect against weather. This unique fence sculpture turns everyday tools into captivating folk art, celebrating craftsmanship and history while adding a bold, textured focal point to your outdoor decor. Create a striking owl sculpture by repurposing old saw blades, washers, and scrap metal rods, combining industrial materials into charming wildlife art. Begin by selecting 2 round saw blades to serve as the owl's large, expressive eyes. Clean the blades and arrange them side by side on a sturdy metal or wooden backing. Use washers, various sizes and thicknesses, to create textured layers resembling feathers around the eyes and body. Attach the washers closely together with welding, strong adhesive, or metal screws, overlapping to mimic plumage. For the owl's feet and talons, use bent scrap rods or rebar, shaped into claws and securely fixed at the base. You can add details like a metal beak fashioned from small sheet metal scraps or nuts. Finish by mounting the owl sculpture on a garden stake, wall, or fence post. This rustic, upcycled art piece blends nature and industry, adding whimsical character to any outdoor space. Craft a charming rustic owl sculpture by carving and painting layered pieces of reclaimed barn wood. Start by collecting various sizes of weathered barn wood scraps, planks, boards, or chunks with natural grain and character. Cut the wood into shapes that will form the owl's body, wings, and head, layering the pieces to create a 3-dimensional effect. Use carving tools or a jigsaw to add details like feather texture, eyes, and beak, keeping the style stylized and simple to highlight the wood's natural beauty. Paint the layers with earthy tones, browns, creams, and muted oranges, or leave them unfinished for a natural look. Mount the owl onto a short wooden stump or block to give it a perched appearance. This handcrafted piece brings warmth and rustic charm to any garden, porch, or indoor nook, celebrating sustainability through upcycling. Create a stylish and functional pedestal by repurposing turned wooden table legs stacked vertically and topped with a durable stone surface. Start by collecting several old turned table legs of similar diameter but varying lengths for visual interest. Sand and refinish the legs if desired to bring out the wood grain, or paint them for a modern touch. Securely stack the legs one on top of another using strong wood glue and screws, ensuring stability and alignment. Choose a flat, sturdy stone slab such as slate, marble, or granite for the top surface, ideal for holding candles, plants, or decorative items. Attach the stone top to the stacked legs using construction adhesive or mounting brackets, making sure it is level and firmly secured. This pedestal combines classic craftsmanship with natural materials, offering a beautiful centerpiece for indoor or outdoor spaces that adds height and elegance to your decor. Transform old, mismatched ceramic plates, bowls, and saucers into a charming candle tower that adds playful height and texture to your decor. Start by collecting vintage or chipped dishware with interesting patterns, colors, and shapes. Clean each piece thoroughly to prepare for stacking. Create a stable base by choosing a large, sturdy plate or platter. Then, carefully stack smaller plates and bowls on top, using strong, clear-drying adhesive or epoxy between each layer to securely bond them together. Alternate different shapes and colors for a whimsical, eclectic look. Once the tower is assembled, place candles of various sizes on the top tier and on some of the broader surfaces for a layered lighting effect. This repurposed dishware candle tower is perfect for adding cozy ambience indoors or in covered outdoor spaces, blending nostalgia with creative reuse. Create a charming and kinetic hanging mobile featuring fish shapes cut from scrap aluminum sheets, perfect for adding whimsical movement to your porch, patio, or garden. Begin by collecting flat pieces of aluminum. Old soda cans, roofing scraps, or discarded sheets work well. Sketch simple fish silhouettes or use stencils to outline them on the metal. Carefully cut out the shapes with tin snips, then smooth any sharp edges with a metal file or sandpaper to ensure safety. Punch small holes near the top of each fish for hanging. Paint the fish in vibrant colors or metallic finishes that catch and reflect sunlight, or leave them natural for an industrial look. Using fishing line, thin wire or twine, suspend the fish from a sturdy wooden beam or reclaimed driftwood, arranging them at different lengths to create a dynamic layered effect. Hang your mobile where it can gently sway in the breeze, casting playful shadows and bringing life to your outdoor space. Craft a beautiful nature-inspired fish mobile using twisted driftwood as the main spine and wire-suspended tin fish that gently move with the breeze. Begin by selecting a piece of driftwood with interesting twists and curves to serve as the central support. Its organic shape adds natural charm and visual interest. Cut fish shapes from thin tin or aluminum sheets, smoothing edges carefully for safety. Using thin, flexible wire, create loops or hooks at the tops of each fish for hanging. Attach the fish to the driftwood at varying lengths and positions, twisting the wire securely around the wood while allowing the fish to dangle freely and sway independently. Optionally, you can paint or patina the fish for color or leave them in a raw metallic finish for a rustic coastal look. Hang your mobile in a spot where gentle breezes encourage soft, kinetic movement, creating a soothing and whimsical addition to patios, porches, or gardens. Create a charming row of handmade flowers using hammered tin petals and screws for a rustic, durable garden display. Begin by gathering thin sheets of tin or aluminum. Old baking sheets, roofing scraps, or soda cans work well. Using metal snips, cut the tin into petal shapes, curving and tapering each piece to mimic natural flower petals. Use a hammer and a rounded surface, like a metal rod or ball-peen hammer, to gently hammer texture and dimension into each petal, giving them a hammered, organic look. Once your petals are ready, arrange them into flower shapes by overlapping and securing them with screws or rivets through pre-drilled holes. Attach each flower head to a sturdy wooden dowel that will serve as the stem. Paint the dowels green or leave them natural for a rustic vibe. Plant the dowels in a row in your garden bed or flower pots, where the metal flowers will add year-round color and charm, resisting weather and wilting unlike real blooms. Craft vibrant sunflower decorations by repurposing tin can lids shaped into cheerful petals, perfect for brightening any garden space. Start by collecting clean, flattened tin can lids. Large lids work best for sizable petals. Carefully bend and shape each lid into a curved petal form, using pliers or by hand, creating gentle waves to mimic real sunflower petals. Paint the petals in bright yellow acrylic or outdoor paint for a bold, sunny appearance. For the center, use a round metal disc or repurposed jar lids painted dark brown or black to resemble the sunflower seed head. Attach the petals around the centerpiece using strong adhesive or small rivets to form full sunflower heads. Mount each flower onto sturdy rebar rods, which serve as durable stems that can be pushed directly into the soil. Optionally, paint the rebar green to enhance the natural look. These tin sunflower sculptures are weather-resistant and add a cheerful, whimsical touch to your garden year-round. Design a modern industrial-inspired cube tower by stacking multiple cube-shaped frames crafted from scrap metal materials such as old window frames, metal rods, or rebar. Begin by collecting metal pieces. Weathered window frames with their rectangular outlines or straight metal rods are ideal. If needed, cut and weld or bolt pieces into uniform cube shapes, ensuring each cube has equal sides for a clean geometric look. Sand any rough edges to prevent injury and preserve the metal's natural patina or apply a rust-proof finish for longevity. Assemble the tower by securely stacking the cubes vertically, fastening each level together with welding, bolts, or heavy-duty adhesive designed for metal. The resulting sculpture can stand freely in a garden or be anchored for stability. This open, airy structure creates interesting visual depth and shadows, bringing an artistic minimalist flair to any outdoor or indoor space. Create a striking pyramid sculpture by assembling old steel rulers and hinges into a geometric industrial art piece. Begin by gathering vintage or discarded steel rulers, long, straight, and sturdy, as well as a collection of small metal hinges. Arrange the rulers into triangular sections, using hinges as joints that allow some flexibility or a fixed rigid structure depending on your preference. Connect the rulers at their ends with screws, bolts, or welding to form the edges of the pyramid. The hinged connections add an intriguing mechanical aesthetic and allow for slight adjustments during assembly. Sand and clean the metal pieces to remove rust and sharp edges while retaining their industrial character. Optionally, you can paint or lacquer the rulers for protection or keep the raw metallic finish for a rugged look. Once completed, the pyramid can be displayed indoors or outdoors as a bold sculptural focal point that celebrates repurposed tools and craftsmanship. Transform a vintage trombone into a unique vertical planter that doubles as a striking piece of garden art. Start by sourcing an old trombone with a large bell and hollow tubing, which will serve as creative planting containers. Clean the instrument thoroughly and ensure it's free of any debris or rust inside. Mount the trombone upright on a sturdy base. This could be a wooden platform, metal stand, or concrete slab, to provide stability. Fill the bell with small succulents or air plants that thrive in well-drained environments, arranging them carefully so they cascade slightly for a natural look. The tubing can also hold slender trailing plants or mosses, creating an intriguing mix of textures. Optionally, you can seal any drainage holes or add a layer of gravel at the bottom to prevent waterlogging. This upcycled musical instrument planter becomes a conversation starter, blending art, music, and nature in a harmonious display for patios, porches, or indoor green spaces. Give new life to a broken or old guitar by transforming it into a vibrant hanging sculpture planter. Begin by cleaning the guitar and reinforcing any fragile areas to ensure it can support some weight. Paint the guitar in bright, weather-resistant colors or patterns to create an eye-catching piece that stands out. Next, fill the guitar's sound hole with soil, creating a small planter space perfect for succulents, small flowers, or trailing plants. You can line the inside with a plastic insert or moss to retain moisture while protecting the guitar's interior. Secure sturdy hanging hardware, such as heavy-duty hooks or wire, onto the back or neck of the guitar. Hang the guitar sculpture from a sturdy post, pergola, or tree branch where it can catch sunlight and gentle breezes. This whimsical musical planter combines creativity and recycling, adding a unique artistic touch to any garden, porch, or balcony. Create an inspiring outdoor sculpture by welding scrap metal letters to spell meaningful words like grow or sun. Begin by collecting individual metal letters made from scrap steel, reclaimed signage, or cut from sheet metal. Clean and prep the letters by sanding off rust and sharp edges, maintaining a rugged industrial look or refinishing with paint or clear sealant for durability. Arrange the letters in your chosen word on a sturdy metal or wooden base that will provide stability and support. Using welding equipment, securely fuse the letters to the base and, if needed, to each other to form a solid, cohesive structure. The welded connections ensure the sculpture withstands outdoor elements and wind. Place the finished word sculpture in your garden, patio, or entryway as a powerful visual statement that combines recycled materials with artistic expression and personal inspiration. Craft a charming rustic display by using reclaimed wooden letters sourced from old signs, crates, or pallets, mounted vertically on slender wooden or metal rods. Start by gathering weathered wooden letters, either pre-cut or hand-cut from scrap wood, with natural textures and patina that add character. Sand edges lightly to remove splinters while preserving the aged look. Paint or stain the letters for added color or leave them raw for a natural vintage vibe. Attach each letter securely to a sturdy rod using screws, nails, or strong adhesive, positioning them vertically so they appear to stand above the ground or planter. The rods can be inserted into garden beds, pots, or a wooden base for stability. Arrange the letters to spell out words like home, grow, or love, creating an eye-catching installation that combines eco-friendly materials with personal meaning. This vertical display adds height and interest to gardens, patios, or indoor spaces. Create unique, steampunk-inspired bug sculptures by assembling old gears and chain links into whimsical insect forms. Start by collecting various sizes of gears. Bike gears, clock parts, or machinery cogs work perfectly, as well as chain links from bicycles, motorcycles, or industrial chains. Use a sturdy metal backing or frame as the base. Attach larger gears to serve as the bug's body or thorax, and smaller gears for the head and eyes. For legs, shape individual chain links or short chain segments into curved legs and antennae, bending them carefully with pliers. Secure all parts together through welding, heavy-duty glue, or metal screws, ensuring a durable, cohesive sculpture. Optionally, add small nuts, bolts, or washers as additional decorative elements like eyes or claws. Finish with a clear coat or metallic paint to protect against rust and enhance the industrial aesthetic. Craft charming beetle sculptures by creatively repurposing old cutlery and hardware, blending rustic and industrial elements for unique garden or indoor decor. Start with clean, polished spoons as the beetle's wings. Flatten and shape them slightly if needed to create a natural curved form. Use small bolts or screws for the beetle's antennae, bending them carefully to mimic the delicate feel of insect feelers. Attach the spoons and bolts to a sturdy wooden or stone base that will serve as the beetle's body and provide stability. You can add washers, nuts, or small metal washers as eyes or additional texture. Secure all parts with strong adhesive, screws, or light welding for durability. Optionally, paint the metal pieces with metallic or patina finishes to enhance the beetle's character. These whimsical beetle sculptures offer a playful, eco-friendly way to brighten your garden paths, shelves, or mantles with recycled artistry. Design a functional and visually striking water catcher sculpture by mounting vintage copper bowls at various angles, connected with reclaimed plumbing pipes to collect and guide water in a gentle flow. Begin by sourcing copper bowls with beautiful patinas and old plumbing parts such as pipes, valves, and fittings from salvage yards or thrift stores. Clean and polish the copper bowls lightly to enhance their natural shine while preserving rustic character. Arrange the bowls on a sturdy metal or wooden frame, positioning them at different heights and tilted angles to allow water to flow smoothly from one bowl to the next, creating a cascading effect. Securely attach the bowls to the plumbing pipes using clamps, brackets, or welding, ensuring all parts are watertight and stable. Connect the plumbing pipes to a water source or recirculating pump system to create a continuous water feature. This water catcher blends industrial charm with elegant craftsmanship, adding soothing sounds and movement to your garden or patio. Create a visually appealing and functional rain chain by stacking metal funnels vertically, connected by chains to guide rainwater from your roof to the ground or a drainage basin. Begin by gathering funnels of varying sizes, preferably made of galvanized steel, copper, or aluminum for durability and weather resistance. Clean the funnels thoroughly, removing any rust or dirt. Drill small holes at the bottom of each funnel and corresponding holes at the top of the next funnel in the stack. Use sturdy metal chains or thick wire to link the funnels together by threading through the holes, allowing water to flow smoothly from one funnel to the next in a cascading effect. Secure the top funnel to your gutter or downspout using hooks or brackets, ensuring the rain chain hangs freely but firmly. The water will travel down the funnels during rain, producing soothing sounds and adding a decorative artistic element to your home's exterior. Optionally, paint or polish the funnels for extra visual appeal and longevity. Construct a striking spiral tower sculpture by twisting and shaping sturdy rebar into a dynamic vertical form that adds an industrial yet artistic touch to your outdoor space. Start by selecting several lengths of rebar, steel reinforcing bars commonly used in construction, that are straight and free of excessive rust. Using heavy-duty pliers, a rebar bender, or a hydraulic twisting tool, carefully twist the bars into a spiral shape, creating a flowing corkscrew-like tower that gradually narrows toward the top. Weld or securely bind the twisted rebar at key points to maintain the tower's shape and stability. For added visual impact, paint the sculpture with metallic tones such as bronze, copper, or silver, or leave the raw steel exposed to develop a natural rust patina over time. Anchor the tower securely into the ground or mount it on a heavy base to withstand wind and weather. This bold, minimalist sculpture combines rugged materials with elegant design, perfect for gardens, patios, or urban outdoor areas. Craft a visually captivating spiral sculpture by twisting reclaimed flat steel strips into an elegant freestanding form that brings both movement and texture to any space. Begin by collecting flat steel strips. These can come from old metal bands, scrap sheet metal, or dismantled industrial materials. Using sturdy tools like pliers, metal clamps, and a twisting jig or vise, carefully twist each strip into a smooth, flowing spiral shape. You can vary the tightness of the twists for added visual interest. Weld or bolt the base ends securely to a heavy, stable platform or metal plate that supports the sculpture upright. For a rustic, weathered look, allow the steel to naturally develop a patina finish over time, or accelerate the process using chemical patinas for rich rust hues and textures. Alternatively, seal the metal with a clear protective coat to preserve its raw, industrial shine. This dynamic spiral sculpture is ideal for gardens, patios, galleries, or entryways, combining recycled materials with artistic flair. Thanks for joining us on this amazing journey of transforming scrap into stunning garden art. From steel letterword sculptures and reclaimed wood signs to hammered tin flowers, beetle cutlery crafts, and spiral towers of twisted rebar and steel strips, there's endless creativity in recycling. We've seen how copper bowls guide water in artistic catchers and metal funnels create soothing rain chains, bringing both beauty and function to your space. Remember, with a little imagination and some repurposed materials, you can build your own unique art pieces that brighten your garden year-round. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your creations with us in the comments. Stay inspired, keep crafting, and we'll see you in the next video.
Cazadoro.